The best hotels make good service look simple. You come to the hotel, go to the front desk, get your key, go to your room, and the rest of your stay is seamless. In fact, that's the way it's supposed to be. Well, a lot of people went into making that experience seamless, but they're not supposed to be seen. In fact, it's their job to go unnoticed, but they're critical to the success of your stay. In the hotel business, they're called the back of the house. But in my book and another book, they're actually called the invisibles. It could be the hotel maid, the guy who fixes the furniture, the plumber, the hotel engineer. It could be the person who cleans the pool, does the laundry, or sits in the back room trying to figure out what you consumed in your minibar.
An invisible is someone who is really an expert at what they do, whose work is critical to whatever enterprise they're a part of, but who the general public generally doesn't think of.
Recently, we caught up with David Zweig, who literally wrote the book on these people, appropriately titled Invisibles.
You don't think about all the people who are involved in affecting your stay, the person who chose the mattress that you're going to be sleeping on, the person who fixed the pipes in your sink. These are the things, when everything goes smoothly, you never think of them. It's only if there's a mistake that you tend to be aware of these people's work at all.
According to Zweig, there's a certain irony to the life of the invisible.
The whole purpose of their job is to remain behind the scenes and make sure your stay goes smoothly. And the interesting thing is, most of us, the better we do our job, the more recognition we receive. Yet for these people, the invisibles, when they do their job perfectly, you never think of them. And it really takes an opposite mindset to work in a type of profession where when you do your job at its best, no one's going to think of you. These people really are rewarded just by the pride in their work.
For these people, it's as simple as understanding a corporate culture that almost demands that they fly below the radar.
For most of these people, if you have to be aware of them, that means something has gone wrong. So they know when they're operating at their top level, you're unaware of their work. It's like the elves behind the scenes, just making sure everything is perfect.
How many people are we really talking about here?
We're talking about thousands and thousands of people, basically in every industry. When you think about the travel industry at a large hotel, there can just be hundreds of people working behind the scenes at all different levels. Whether it's, like we said, people who you may be aware of, like the person cleaning your room, but all sorts of people doing lots of unique jobs that you haven't thought of as well.
Like fixing the furniture.
That's right. Someone whose job is they find out there's a loose leg on one of the chairs, they have to come up there and fix that piece and make sure it's right. Someone, if there's a little bit of a leak in a faucet, maybe the guests aren't even aware of it, but they're going through the rooms and making sure everything's spot on.
And the most surprising invisible, Zweig says it's someone no one ever sees. That's the person in charge of signage.
These people are called wayfinding experts. So when you're traveling through a large hotel, and especially an airport, and you get from point A to B to C without getting lost, it's not an accident. It's because an enormous amount of work and study and craft went into creating the signs and the systems so you could navigate your way through these environments.
Although, to be devil's advocate, I think some of the signage at airports suck.
You're absolutely right. That's when, and the reason you're aware of it is because the job either wasn't done well, or a lot of times these large environments were created well before wayfinding was thought of. It's when they can get in at the ground floor, so to speak, when they build a new environment, that's when they do their best job, when the wayfinding is integrated into the architecture of an environment itself, where it's not only reliant on the signs.
And yet, when I get to an airport where the signage is so bad, I go, all right, who did that? It's amazing. You know what happened? They become invisible.
That's right. But if the signage is perfect, you probably aren't thinking of it at all. You're texting on your phone, you're doing other things, and you just make your way through security. When that person does his job perfectly, you don't think of him. It's only when there's a problem and you're lost that you're aware of something has been done wrong.
Remember, you're not supposed to see these people, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't see them. In fact, the next time you stay at a hotel, ask to see the guy who fixes the furniture or the person who figured out which mattress you were going to sleep on. It's amazing what you can learn from people who are not supposed to see you to begin with. And you know what? It'll bring you back to the hotel because you've made a new friend along the way.